So then, welcome back to the video, and today we're going to talk about Julian Alvarez's situation at Barcelona. And this is very interesting, right? Julian Alvarez yesterday, or day before yesterday, after Argentina won their match, came out with a statement, which obviously over here says the best thing for me is a transfer, and I want to fulfill my dream. His dream, of course, is FC Barcelona. His dream is FC Barcelona. He also continued to say things about Barcelona, and Atletico then came out and said there is no amount of money which Barca can buy Julian Alvarez for. He will not be transferred to Barcelona. Either way, either they pay the release clause 500 million or there is no deal. Now, I'm going to give you my thoughts on some of these statements. Of course, I have some more statements out here that I want to give you guys and keep you guys updated on. But this transfer, let me just tell you, this transfer is going to drag on. This is going to be the exact thing that happened last summer with Liverpool and Newcastle. This transfer is just going to drag on, and I think it's going to go to August. It's definitely going to go to August. It's not going to be a situation where after the World Cup it's done. No, it's going to go on for a while. And I can tell you why. Of course, let's see some of the statements Atletico have given since the Julian Alvarez statement. Some of the statements which they gave yesterday, I believe it was in the night yesterday when everyone was asleep. Atletico came out and said, their CEO themselves, by the way, Miguel Angel Gil, said Barcelona doesn't respect and believe us. Believe they can belittle us. I feel great sadness in the face of Julian Alvarez's statements. It was not the right day to make those statements. It was Messi's day and that of the Argentine national team, not just Julian's. Last year, Barcelona did something very similar with Nico Williams and Athletic Bilbao. Very important, by the way, this. Julian has a dream, and we Atletico also have dreams. It is true that he spoke to us, but it is equally true that he knows our position well, because we have been very clear. Atletico does not want to sell. Interesting. He's a great player, and we're very proud to have him with us. Now, Atletico, I get it. He's a great player, right? But if we actually go over here, right? If we go to Atletico's page, which you know what, we'll go from here. If you were to go to Atletico Madrid's page here, and I really want to show you guys this. This is very interesting. Let me just make sure I get the right one here. I think it is this one. This is the official account, isn't it? And they over here talked about, was it this? Look at this. Almada and Molina were starters in Argentina victory over Austria. Where is Alvarez? That's very interesting to see. I'm not trying to look into things here, but where is Alvarez? Because they did post him before saying, oh, Alvarez, good luck for Argentina, which is somewhere down there, which I can't find anymore. But no sign of Alvarez. And if you are really, really very proud to have him with us, then let me show the receipts, bro. Come on, Atletico. Atletico made this huge fuss over Instagram. And now, if Barcelona end up buying them, Alvarez, they're going to look stupid. They're going to look absolutely stupid because they made this huge fuss, right? They said a lot of things about Barcelona. And if Barcelona gets the last laugh, they're going to lose a lot and a lot of reputation. So, to minimize that, Atletico have, of course, put in a complaint to FIFA, which over here, as we can see, our responsibility is to defend the interests of Atletico, and that is why we are going to file a complaint with FIFA. Now, they're filing a complaint with FIFA against Barcelona for negotiating with the player under an active contract during the protected period. Now, for all of you who have watched football or into transfers, and if you're not, right, if you're not into these things, let me explain. Whenever a club is trying to buy a player, they first go to the player's agents, the player's team. They ask the player's agent and the team whether or not the player, that is Alvarez here, is willing to come to our club. So if, say, Barcelona wanted to buy Alvarez, they'll go to the management and say, is he willing to come? And if the management say, yes, Alvarez does want to come to Barcelona, then Barcelona will send a bid to Atletico. There's no point going to Atletico and saying, oh, Atletico, here's a bid. And then if Atletico accepts it and Alvarez says, oh, I don't want to join Barcelona, why would you accept that? There's no point doing that. Every club does it. Atletico Madrid has done it with Alvarez especially when Diego Simeone actually called Alvarez before he joined Atletico Madrid from Man City. Man City do it, Atletico do it, Real Madrid do it, Liverpool do it, Man United do it, Barcelona do it. Every single club does it. That is how the transfers work. So this stupid thing over here that they're complaining to FIFA, it has no basis. It has no basis, and it's just a way to distract the audience and saying, "Oh, look, Barcelona's cheating." It is what Florentino Perez does whenever he goes trophyless with Real Madrid. He goes, "Oh, look, Barcelona, they got Negreira." That's the same thing over here, right? There's no basis, and they're basically going to fall on their face. FIFA's going to say, "Bro, what are you doing? Well, come on, what's his name? What's the guy's name again? Let me see. What's the guy's name? Oh no, it's not here, is it? Some Gil something, isn't it? Give me a sec. I want to see his name. Where is he? Let's get his name, man. Gil Miguel Angel Gil. Let me search this up. Miguel Angel. Let me see. What was it? I don't know this. Angel Gil. Oh, I could just copy this guy. Yeah, this guy looks like stupid. No, man. Yeah, this guy over here, stupid. Stupid thing going to FIFA. Anyway, that is what Atletico are saying. Now, Barcelona's point of view here, this is what Barcelona is planning to do. In the message from Barcelona right now, there will be a proposal for Julian Alvarez, which will be between 120 and 130, but it won't be immediate. Club sources believe that show that Atletico's complaint to FIFA has no basis or ground. So Barcelona are not worried, and Barcelona will come up with an offer of 120 to 130 million. Now, Atletico will not accept the offer. And I'm telling you this, I'm guaranteeing you, Atletico will not accept the offer. They will say the same thing they've been saying for a while. Julian Alvarez is not for sale, and you have to pay the 500 million release clause. That's what they said before, and they've said this many times before, and they'll say it again. All right? That is what they're going to say. They're going to say Barcelona's lying, they don't have the financial means to handle this, and we don't want to sell Julian Alvarez. Okay? And that's what happened during the Isak saga. The Isak saga dragged on for so long when Newcastle said, we don't want to sell him. We don't want to get this guy out of here. He's our player. He's under contract. But in the end of the day, he ended up leaving Newcastle. And Barcelona will probably come up with a 150 million bid. And that will be the end of the story. Now, for now, Julian Alvarez has no intention to returning to PSG or Arsenal. He's already said no to Arsenal and PSG. He said the only club he wants is Barcelona. That's his dream. Now, Atletico are just being cheeky. They're just being blatantly stupid, right? They're being stupid. All they have to do is sit on the table, negotiate a contract like a proper, classy big club, and get the deal done. Because they know Julian Alvarez wants to leave, but they're being stupid. They're saying no, we don't want to see Julian. And at some point, Julian Alvarez is going to come out and say, I'm going to submit a transfer request. I want to leave this club. I don't want to be here anymore. And as we've seen many times before, player power generally wins. It generally wins. It happened with Lewandowski for Bayern. The Bayern Munich president came out and said a lot of things about Barcelona, and then Lewandowski paid 5 million out of his own pocket and told Bayern, I want to leave, which then made them sell him to Barcelona. It has happened with a lot of players, be it for Real Madrid, be it for Man City, United, even Liverpool, where Isak literally said, I'm not coming to training, I want to go Liverpool, just let me leave. So it will continue happening, and there's no point of Atletico keeping Julian Alvarez when he doesn't want to play for the club. There's also reports saying Julian Alvarez and Simeone don't really get along, which is, of course, another big factor to why Atletico will sell. Because Diego Simeone is probably one of those powerful persons at Atletico. He's probably even more powerful than this Miguel guy. So at some point, Atletico will sell Julian Alvarez, and he will probably go for a close fee of 130 to 140 million, which for me, I think is a bit too much, right? I was expecting Alvarez to be around 120, at max 130, but I didn't really want to push it that far. But I think we're going to. And this does leave us with a bit of a pickle in terms of our depth options in fullback position with signing Joao Cancelo, in centre-back position with signing another proper centre-back, which we really need, which we still haven't addressed. So it is an interesting option, an interesting scenario to see. But Julian Alvarez will, of course, be a great addition. And I love Julian Alvarez, right? He's one of my favourite strikers right now. But 130, 140 million is a steep price. And if it is a very risky price, especially for Barcelona, who haven't really been successful whenever they go out and spend such big money. So that is my thoughts on what Julian Alvarez situation is. Let me know what you guys think. I think Julian Alvarez will end up signing for Barcelona for around 130 to 140 million. But this saga will drag on, and we're gonna get more episodes of Julian Alvarez to Barcelona, right? There's gonna be more episodes. There's gonna be more videos on this channel. So you subscribe, turn on the bell notifications for better updates, for more updates coming on this situation. But this is gonna be interesting, and hopefully we get this deal done for the least price possible, because I do not want to spend 150, right? That would be crazy. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Turn on the bell notifications for more updates, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'll see you later.